Welcome back, Aces people. This is a little behind the product with our new Killshot II. Now this thing is rolling out extremely soon. Wonderful piece of equipment, and it took a lot of suggestions from you, the people, of how to make it better. Now we've already had the Killshot out there doing a good job, and I'm sure at this point you guys have seen some of our product videos about manufacturing and casting and such. But let me tell you a little bit more about it. Now that I've got one in front of me, I've got the handheld. It's fantastic stuff. So this, same 4150 flange carburetor style, you know what I'm saying? It's a new throttle body. The bores down in here are just a little bit smoother, a little bit different shape. So it's going to really help with some airflow. You notice that we got the fuel feed lines on this side. Normally would be on the passenger side of the vehicle, but in my case it's backwards. But so we got this right here, and this little port right here at the bottom. This is where it starts getting more exciting. This is an auxiliary port that allows you to take one of these, put it sideways, and put another one right beside it in a dual quad configuration. So we just got a lot of people asking for that, and we figured, why not do it? With that as well, we made a bunch of other upgrades to it. Still does 650 horsepower capable. Dash 6A inlines, not a problem at all. It only has 2, not 4 anymore, but we shortened it up a bit and moved the fuel log, the transfer tube internally, down some so it fits even more air cleaners. And I'll do a video separately just on all the different air cleaners that'll fit this, just to give you an idea in case you have the question about, I have a drop base air cleaner, will it fit? Well, I've already test fit one. It's fantastic, so I'm very excited about that. Inside of the bowl right here, well, actually it's on this side, but there's an internal fuel pressure transducer. And instead of having an extra kit to run your fuel pressure itself to see how much you're making, or if you got it adjusted correctly, it's actually inside of the throttle body now. So another good upgrade. We got that patch cable right there. We got this sensor right here, but also we're offering the capability to run the EGT module. Now we are putting out an EGT module, so if you want to monitor your exhaust temperatures, and there's a 2 and a 4 and an 8 channel situation going on with that, but this will be capable to be integrated with that without a whole lot of headache. Just a little bit of setup, a little bit of welding, and you're good to go. So as well as we got the fuel, we got the EGT, expansion in the CAN network a little bit, expansion on auxiliary port here just a little bit, but it gets even more exciting because of the dual quad and some other capabilities. Still the same internal 3-bar map sensor, so you're still good for boost. It is a little bit more interesting of the redesign for the IAC port. Now we did some airflow on this to figure out that this shape of this IAC port makes a lot less noise and flows air easily, or a little bit better. So the reason we did that is to help stabilize idle even better. So if you're pushing your clutch and you're coming out of a cruise, it doesn't stumble as much. It doesn't fall on its face. You don't hear a whistling noise as much because, we changed the size and shape of the port just to help mitigate that. But this right here, if you look at the bottom of this right here, still got the port, so you can run, you can run it on a draw-through application. But through popular demand, we made the linkage a little bit progressive. So you got the first roughly 15 degrees of throw right here for normal cruising and drivability. We did a lot of testing about, on average, where's your throttle setting at just cruising down the road, going down the highway, and what kind of improvements can we make for the tip-in? Because if you're doing all 4, it does have a bit of a lean bog, but if you have a little bit of a progressive linkage, it helps get rid of that, so you can do that last little touch of fuel tuning to really improve the drivability of this. Now, I have one of these on my personal vehicle. I've been driving around because, I test things around here, and I'm telling you, I didn't have to do much at all. I think I moved the fuel around like 5%, but I've been driving this thing, and I've got about 2,200 miles on mine, but I'm still on the Wizard. I rented on the Wizard. We have one of our authorized tuners we partner with as well, and they put it on the dyno and compared it to their first Killshot with this Killshot II, and it's very similar in the power curve. Now, he did a full tune on the Killshot 1 and only ran the Wizard on the Killshot 2, and it was very, very close. But that just shows how we're doing our calibration and some of the airflow characteristics of the improvements in our fuel map in the background and how much better they're actually getting. And that's just because you're driving us to do this. So I really like this product so far. But yeah, improvements to the throttle body, progressive linkage, ability to do dual quad. We're talking about 7 times better maybe. I don't know. I'm just kidding. 650 horsepower, but in dual quad, 1200. So you can do 1200 horsepower capability with a dual quad setup, and they'll both be progressive. So you don't have to run like an extra ECU. When you buy this, it's already going to be able to do the dual quad. So when we release that, there'll be a firmware setup, a couple buttons away, strap the other one on there, hook up the linkage, go for a drive. But our Killshot II comes with the new 5-inch 3rd generation HD handheld. Now let me move this out the way a little bit here. I'm a huge fan of this. This is compatible, reverse compatible, I guess you would say. We could use it with the old system. So if you're even just want to upgrade the handheld to look cooler, and you have a Killshot 1, you can still use this with the Killshot 1. You know, but it's a lot more cell phone feel to it, I guess you could say, because, you know, we made it a little more futuristic on the sides. We put a better mounting condition on the back. The CAN cable disconnects from this too. So if you have a little whoopsie-doo with this, and you need to replace it, you're not having to unwire your whole dash to get it out. You just unscrew the mount, unplug the cable, and then send it to us, and we'll see what we can do for you. But this right here, it's using 64-bit architecture for the chip itself. I think it's an RISC-V processor, and it has a 2D, what's a good word for that? Oh, it's got a graphics accelerator in it too, so everything's way more smooth. Now, me being a computer nerd, I'm all about a good graphics card, but this thing does a whole lot more. It has more available RAM on it and more capabilities, more fluid motion when you're trying to scroll up and down. It's not so chunky. Now, our current 5-inch is a fantastic piece of equipment, but this is the next generation of it. This is a glimpse into the future of what we're doing, and this is only the 5-inch. Wait till we get even more displays. So let's zoom in on the back of this right here. Look at the little hexadecimal values down here. This is a part number, but it's a hex code for the date and all that whatnot. So we got our connector right here. Notice the pins are a little bit heavy duty. So that means that they can take a lot more strain of depending on how you got everything wired in there. And this little lug right here, this is the same kind of screw you get right here, like off of a tripod of a camera or on some holders. Now the holder itself will screw in the back, and it has a little ball and socket joint, and it'll click into there. You can tighten it up and change the angle, and it has a even better suction cup on it, and it's going to work even better because this is very, very lightweight. I mean, this thing, it doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't weigh much. I think my iPhone actually weighs more than this. So it has the same USB-C on top of it, and I mean, it just got, a solid, kind of a real futuristic feel to it. I'm a big fan of this because the other one, it's a little bit heavier, so it takes a heavier duty mount. But this is on the windscreen of my Tahoe right now, and it hasn't moved. I tightened everything up. The suction cup is doing great. I did clean the windscreen before I put it in. But this thing is just sitting there, and it's stable as can be. And that truck, it's an older truck. It's a test vehicle. So it's probably the best looking handheld I've had in my vehicle so far. Normally I just kind of set them there, but this one, it had a more special feel to me as somebody who tests this stuff. So it just made me feel a little bit more prideful, I guess. I actually, put it on display, and it's easier to film and easier to look at. So the suction cup, the mount does a great job. The CAN cable connector in the back is fantastic. I'm a big fan of it. It comes out in a wonderful spot that doesn't really get in the way of anything. And if I damage that cable, I can still purchase another one or get it replaced depending on what happened to it. So that means I don't have to do anything with the handheld. I just get another cable, order it, install it, and we're good. So, but also, this is a good design, a good idea too, because if you got one of these hard mounted and like a dash insert, where you're taking it all out, you don't have to take the handheld out. You pull the whole insert and you just unplug it, and you're really good to go. So I really hope you guys enjoy this. I'm a huge fan of this display. I really hope, I can't wait to see what the 7-inch version of this looks like as well when we come up with that. This throttle body, absolutely phenomenal for baseline performance of what I've seen so far just on running it on the Wizard. I like the progressive linkage. The fuel lines come out in just the right spot, and I can put my drop base air cleaner back on there. I've paid some money for my drop base air cleaner because it clears my hood better than the massive dirt car one that I'm using right now that's flat on the bottom. So we're getting the idea. You guys are given these ideas, and we're trying to put them into action the best we can and develop better products because you're asking us to. Now this thing is, I mean, this is the future. It really is. We're getting into the section of this where, you know, we get all the ideas and put together and start giving the people really what they want. And I'm happy to bring it to you. I'm happy to be sitting here talking about this because, you know, the Killshot being a great unit, but we are continuing on and going even further and getting exactly what's needed. So you see that progressive right there? I mean, that's just fantastic. Or you can lock them together, but I like the fact I can drive around and just use this much throttle, and the airflow, the velocity of it and all that, it doesn't do anything funny with the fuel. I mean, it really, really does a good job. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I have so far. I'm sure you will. But if you have more suggestions about these products or questions, concerns, ideas for videos, just let us know because we're doing it for you, the people, after all. So thank you.